Freeze exactly where you are. Absolutely silence your surroundings. And do not dare let your thumb swipe past this screen for even a split second, because your life has just been intercepted by an unyielding, high-stakes divine appointment. This is not a random glitch in your automated feed. This is not a mistake generated by an algorithm. And this is absolutely not a message you can afford to ignore or brush off until tomorrow. The sovereign King of heaven and earth has thrown himself directly across your path at this exact millisecond, because he has seen the brutal, exhausting, and completely invisible war you have been waging behind closed doors, where nobody else could see your pain. He has personally stood in the room during those terrifying midnight hours when you wiped away your own bitter tears in absolute secrecy, forcing a razor-thin, brave smile onto your face the next morning just to convince the world that you weren't completely falling apart at the seams. For weeks, months, and perhaps even agonizing years, you have been crying out into what felt like a hollow, deafening void, begging for a single shred of clarity, demanding to know if your prayers were even piercing the ceiling of your room, and wondering in the deepest, most wounded chambers of your soul if you had been permanently forgotten, bypassed, or left behind to drown in the dark. But hear me with absolute, unyielding spiritual authority right now. Your long, grueling winter of restriction, agonizing waiting, and heavy silence is officially being terminated by the hand of the Almighty. The delay you have been enduring was never a sign of his cosmic rejection. It was a fierce, protective concealment. God intentionally kept specific doors locked and bolted because they were heavily laced with strategic traps designed by the enemy to sabotage your ultimate calling, and he only allowed you to feel the crushing, suffocating heat of the furnace because he was systematically refining your spirit to carry a weight of breakthrough, favor, and supernatural abundance that will completely defy human explanation. The kingdom of darkness deployed its absolute heaviest artillery against you. Unrelenting anxiety, cold betrayal, sudden financial lack, and a systematic mental exhaustion, fully expecting you to panic, throw up your hands and surrender, and accept the toxic lie that your story was completely over. But the enemy completely miscalculated your resilience and ran a flawed spiritual operation because he didn't realize that you weren't being buried in a graveyard. You were actually a holy seed being planted in fertile dirt, and your moment to violently break through the topsoil has arrived. At this very millisecond, the atmospheric pressure in the spirit realm is violently shifting entirely in your favor. The spiritual scales of justice are turning, and the massive generational barriers that have crippled your family bloodline for decades are fracturing to pieces.